In this video, I would like to teach you how to solve multi-step equations, or rather two-step equations, okay? Let's begin by demonstrating an example. We have here 3x plus 3 is equal to 15. Now, here's the deal. When we're solving an equation, all we want to do is we want to get x by itself, okay? We don't want anything around it. We don't want anyone surrounding x. We just want x to be alone. I know it sounds sad, but x has to be lonely in order for us to solve the equation. So always think about that. The loneliness of x. Well, then how do we begin when we have an equation like this? Well, let's look at it. We have 3x plus 3 is equal to 15. And this, we want to keep the x there, so we'll leave that there for now. But this is easy to get rid of, right? We have a positive 3. How do we get rid of a positive 3? Well, it's like $3. How do you get rid of it? You spend it. So let's spend this 3 by taking it away. Now remember, if you subtract from one side, you have to do it from the other side. It has to always be balanced. It has to be balanced. So let's do that here. So we get rid of this, and 15 minus 3, we get 12. So 3x is equal to 12, okay? So far, I do hope that you're with me. So let's look at this in more detail. 3x is equal to 12, okay? Have we succeeded yet? Is x by itself? Not yet. So we gotta get x by itself. Let's look deeper into the nature of this 3x. What does this really mean? What this means is 3 times x is equal to 12. 3 times x. How do we get x by itself? What's amazing is that we can use the opposite operation. Remember that? Or sometimes people call it the inverse. The inverse. Here we use an opposite. We add a positive 3. The opposite is negative 3. What is the opposite of multiplication? Well, it'll be division. That's how we undo things. The inverse allows us to undo things so that we can work with it. So let's undo this equation here. If it's 3 times x, right? Oh, excuse me. Getting too excited, I suppose. If it's 3 times x, how do we undo a multiplication? Well, we divide. You see that? And we divide to both sides in order to be consistent, in order to keep our equation balanced. Now, what is 3 divided by 3 equal? It really just equals 1 times x is equal to 12 over 3. Now, 12 divided by 3, we know that very well. X is equal to 4. But let me show you a cool trick, just in case you're skeptical. How do we know it's equal to 4? Well, think about this. 12 is equal to what? 3 times 4. And we have 3 here. If we cancel the 3's, we get 4. Isn't that amazing? So we finally got x by itself following our two-step methods for solving these equations. We got rid of the 3. Then we used the opposite operation of division in order to get x by itself. And we discovered here that x is equal to 4. Let's continue on with some practice problems, and I'll be there to give you a great explanation.